we've sort of grouped these into three buckets, if you like, right? The first is on acceleration, the issues that the pandemic is likely to shift, accelerate. Digitalization, we talked about it at length, the production paradigms, global value chains, the issue around climate finance, how do we deal with the green recovery? So these are all issues that we like to see will be accelerated. The second set of issues is around accentuation. This is about human conditions, multidimensional poverty, human security, equality, inequalities. All these issues have also become very prominent in the course of the pandemic. I just saw a very interesting question coming in on the chat. For example, I think Jyotsana highlighted the learning crisis. A lot of attrition, the education sector suffering in a very serious manner. How can we ensure learning continuity for all when there's been an increase in the privatization of education or the corporate capture of online learning? So these are new issues coming up. As digitalization opens up opportunities, there are also these issues from before the pandemic that remain on the table. So how do we take it forward is a very important challenge for all of us. And finally, everything boils down to the challenge of governance, right? At the national level, regional level, and at the global level. We call this adjustment, how we all come together to respond better to many of these things in terms of new policies, new incentives, etc. But there are some hopeful signs of performance across countries in terms of pandemic response, even at comparable levels of income. So there's something more than capacity. Perhaps there's this distinction to be made between capacity and capabilities. How you deploy those built capacities to save lives and to uplift livelihoods and all that. And regional cooperation, we've talked about it at length, but ultimately a lot of these issues also speak to the importance of better global governance, especially in the provisioning of global public goods. So with those thoughts, I'd like to thank our distinguished panelists, and I'm very pleased at the enthusiastic participation of our colleagues in this forum on YouTube and elsewhere. And we will obviously be sharing the recorded video of this session. And I'd like to thank all the organizers, the United Nations Economic and Social Commission for the Asia Pacific, the Asian Development Bank, and the United Nations Development Program